Hey everybody, welcome to the channel again. Today we're going to take a look at the Yamaha Stryker. The Yamaha Stryker is a beautiful chopper style bike. I mean, it comes with 1300 cc's. It's a great, honestly, it's a great beginner bike. I mean, you're going to look at this bike and your buddies, you bring it home and your buddy's going to be like, man, where did you get this custom chopper at? But this is factory. This comes just like this factory, except I put on the Viking bags, I put the backrest on, and went ahead and put on a small windshield. And obviously, got to have the cup holder and the cell phone holder. But look how pretty this bike is. It is a beautiful machine, and it is absolutely fun to ride. LEDs in the back, LED indicators. She is a beautiful bike. With further ado, let's go ahead and take her out for a spin. First of all, I want you to take a look. I mean, this bike sits very well. It sits amazing. I mean, it sits low, and I'm a big guy. I mean, I'm 6'3". So for anybody of you guys that are thinking about, big guys that are thinking about, hey, I want to get a cruiser, and I want to get something that is going to fit my size and still is light. I mean, this bike comes in at like 600 pounds, and it is a well ergonomic seating bike. I mean, it fits perfectly for me. I would say this would be a great beginner bike for a guy that's 6'3", anywhere from 6'3", 6 foot and up, weighing 200 plus pounds. This is a great starter bike, a great beginner bike, and it's not something that you're gonna want to trade in after 6 months of riding on a 600 or a 250, because this thing will come with the power that you need and you want. Let's go ahead and fire her up. The great thing about this bike very compares to the Honda Fury. I mean, that is probably the competitor of this bike, but it's a very simple. The only thing I would like, I mean, you got tech on the new kind of bikes, and you know, honestly, if you got a nice cell phone holder, that's all the tech you need right there, is right here in this. But it's got a nice little speedometer system here. It's got a little selector here so you can see your time, your mileage, your trip 1, trip 2, and it's got a little digital gas gauge here. As you can see, I put on the minimal windshield, and I didn't want to take away from the fact that I wanted an open bike cruiser. I just needed something to take some of the bugs off of me and not have to worry about cleaning the helmet so often. And this thing actually works very well. I'll put a link in the description of down below of where I got it, and I think I only paid about 50 bucks for it, so great investment. Alright, let's take her out for a spin. This bike is completely stocked. I've done nothing to it except add the bags and add the windshield. As you can see, it is smooth. It's got all the power you're gonna need, especially for a new rider. And this is the kind of bike that a new rider can hold on to for a while. It comes with the big fat 210 tire in the back, so you got that chopper fat tire look in the back, and it comes with a 21-inch rim in the front. And get this, over its competitor, the Honda Fury, you've got solid metal parts. Metal fender up front, metal fender up back. So, and the beauty of this thing is you can pick them up for about $5,000–$6,000 with little mileage on it. I mean, I picked this thing up right at that price range with only 342 miles on it. I mean, it was a deal, no doubt about that. But just cruising this thing around it's a fun bike to cruise around. You know, there's things that I'm gonna like and dislike about any bike, but on the scale of 1 to 10, I'm giving this bike an 8. I mean, It really handles very well. You can, you know, lean into this bike. It's very well balanced. And it's got power. I mean, it has the power. You hit it, it's gonna go. Go ahead and get down one of these side streets and give ourselves a little 0 to 60 test and see how it does. Here we go. Very nice. Very, very nice. Some of the things I like about this bike is the fact that you've got the 1300 cc's underneath you. It's very well set down. It's a low seating bike, much like a chopper style bike. So you're sitting, your butt is sitting low. It's got a very good feel, like you're riding on the back tire. It's got the power, and obviously something that's pretty big when you're getting into riding motorcycles is the look, right? Everybody wants to look cool on their bike. I mean, you can, this bike right here from the factory stock looks amazing. I mean, there is not much you have to do to this bike to make it look any better. Now there is a good amount of aftermarket accessories that you can find for this bike. Yamaha currently does not make this bike anymore, but there is a lot of forums on this bike and solid owners and plenty of pictures out on the web of what this bike could look like. For me, I think the most that I'm going to do to this bike is probably just put a new exhaust to get a louder, maybe a louder chopper sound to my motor, and maybe a fuel commander. Maybe some risers for my handlebars, but that's about it. I truly love the look. This is one of those bikes that you can pick up stock, take it out on a Thursday night bike ride, and you're gonna get looks. I mean, this is a cool looking bike, no doubt. If you're in the market for a cruiser and you're a new rider, I would recommend this bike 100%. I mean, there's a lot of bikes you can choose from, but as a new rider, one of the last things you want to do is go out there. Let's say you've not been on a bike before and you're really wanting to get into ride motorcycles. This is a great bike. It's inexpensive, you know. I mean, $5,000 you can pick this up, and you know that it is a lot of money, but compared to its probably competitors, I mean, what the Harley look, the Breakout, this thing is going to cost nowhere near what the Harley Breakout costs. And I know everybody wants, if you're getting into the cruiser chopper feel, is I know everybody wants a Harley, but you know how many times I've gotten, what kind of bike is that? That thing looks amazing. And you're not going to break the bank, okay? It's very important that you don't buy something that is not fit for you, you know? I mean, unfortunately, there's two types of riders in this world. There's one that have been down and ones that are going down. So eventually you are going to go down, whether it's a little quick drop, a little skid out, but you're going to learn from that. One of the most important things that I like to tell people is don't be scared of that, okay? You learn from your mistakes. As a new rider, you need to gear up. I mean, you need a full face helmet, you need boots, minimum, helmet, gloves, and boots, and wear jeans. And it's very inexpensive to get riding pants. and a riding, I mean, it's probably going to cost you a little bit for a riding jacket, but make the investment, because you are a new rider. New riders are just inexperienced at riding motorcycles. No matter how long you've been driving a car, this is not a car. It's a motorcycle. And it just takes time and practice. And I would have to go ahead and put my endorsement there, not just because I own one, but I'd have to say that the Yamaha Stryker is definitely a great bike for a big guy, for a new introductory bike. I mean, there is bikes out there that you can start off on. Now, don't get me wrong. Now, if you're a female, and a small female, and maybe a smaller guy, you could probably start off on a smaller bike, you know, maybe get into the 650 range, even the 250. The problem with those bikes is they're great bikes to start off on, but you're going to lose interest in them in about 3 months. Okay, once you get comfortable riding, you're going to want at least 1,000 cc's sitting under your butt. And this is the type of bike that you can grow into. You don't have to take, you could just baby the throttle, cruise around, understand how it feels. And once you get more and more comfortable as you move into an intermediate ride, I mean, this bike will take you all the way to intermediate. And you know what? For the most of us out there, it's where you want to stay. I mean, not all of us are going to be pro riders and race. And, you know, for those that just want to cruise, go somewhere and get lunch for the day, I mean, this is it right here. This is the bike you want. You can even, I am a part of a social media group for Stryker owners, and people take these bikes out on touring. I mean, you could be ready to tour on this bike. All you've got to do is get yourself one of the passenger seat luggage bike motorcycle luggage gear, and you're ready to go. You don't need that much. This 1300 cc Yamaha is a very, very reliable motor. It's liquid cooled, so you don't have to worry about overheating. And this is really considered one of Yamaha's most reliable motors out there. Look, just go to the marketplace and look up V-Star. They're still out there, and they're very inexpensive. Very inexpensive. And they're great looking bikes. They're great feeling bikes. I mean, why not? Let's go ahead. I'm going to take her up to 80 miles an hour and see how she feels. Look at that. No problems. Hitting 85 right now. I mean, she is smooth. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you've got some informative information about the Yamaha Stryker. And if you're a new rider, and if you're deciding to get this bike, I fully give it the recommendation, the thumbs up here for this bike. You know, and if you like this video, please go ahead and click down here, subscribe, and go ahead and give me a thumbs up and like it. Till next time, this is Midlife Moto Crisis.